Welcome back to the Build a Nation Challenge here on the beautiful Faroe Islands, looking out over our stadium. We have a busy winter ahead of us. It's mid-October, and the league doesn't restart until April. Our main objective is to keep the players we want and release or sell the rest. Both tasks may prove extremely challenging.
I accept that challenge.
December 1st marks the start of preseason here in the Faroes. It sounds strange, but it's true. What worries me is the promotion wage rises, something we can't control but must now address. This has increased our wages to £335. With some committed spending on future transfers, we're looking at £2,675 in player wages so far. On a positive note, our sponsors came by and gave us our yearly bonus.
Nice.
On December 31st, it's Requeening Day as we release 8 staff members, totaling £16 in wages, along with 12 players, though only 2 of them were on contracts.
So what do you think about that?
A couple of days later, we completely revamped our backroom staff, so we now only spend £260 in total, which includes wages of £220 sterling. We're still considered mid-table compared to the rest of the First Division. New signings are coming in, starting with Martin Johansson Muller, a 28-year-old attacking midfielder who can also play on either wing. He has excellent technique and flair, along with good decision-making and first touch, making him a decent backup or third option in easier games. His wages will be £35. Next is Leifur Zachariasen, a 29-year-old fullback who can play on either side. I haven't decided yet whether he will be an inverted wingback on the left or a standard fullback on the right. He's decent going forward but lacks a bit defensively, though is likely to start. His wages will also be £35. Andreas Thompson, a 22-year-old fullback, can play either side, giving us options for inverted wingbacks if we choose. He's more physical than technical, which is fine at this level. Physicality often trumps technical skill.
But shh, don't tell nobody.
He comes at £0 in wages. Marcus Elekuni is an 18-year-old winger, likely to be our second option. He may play as a winger instead of an inside forward to provide flexibility. He could be a valuable impact substitute who can develop. His wages are also £0. Ernie Olsen, a 25-year-old central defender, is two-footed, decent in the air, and a perfect backup for both Abdul and Gottfried. He'll see plenty of playing time, and his wages are £0 as well. Jacob Anderson, a 30-year-old versatile player, can play almost anywhere. We're likely to use him as our first choice inside forward, but he can also slot in as a striker or attacking midfielder. Again, he comes at £0 in wages. Nikolai Johannesson is a 22-year-old bonus player. We have plenty of midfielders, and it's a fringe signing at £0 wages. He may not excel physically, but he compensates with strong mental and technical skills, making him a decent third option in midfield. Jan Hansen, a 26-year-old striker, may or may not be our first choice, depending on Endorfal's performance. He possesses the attributes to succeed, and we'll pay him £90 sterling. Finally, Solvi Egilson, the last of our 9 new signings, is a 28-year-old versatile player who could be a fullback, central midfielder, or inverted wingback. He is also coming in at £0 wages. I believe these signings will strengthen our squad for next season, provided no key players leave us. However, I do expect some top talents to be poached. It didn't take long. We've actually poached 5 or 6 players from Scala, and now they are taking Kairbo from us. Fair enough.
I regret nothing. The end.
Sometimes, a new set of staff brings fresh recommendations, and I'm taking full advantage by signing Tiago Almeida. I know him well, and have signed him before, possibly in FN23 when I was in Portugal. He's solid, and an upgrade to our backline. Although he's 33, he's still an absolute beast at this level, and best of all, he's completely free, no costs at all. But wait, there's more. We'll also bring in another non-European player since we have one more spot open. Abdoulaye Fall is 35 and has a wealth of experience. I don't care where we play him, you will see plenty of action, perhaps as the first choice central defender on the left, I should mention that we can only use 4 foreign players in the match squad. Since the Faroes aren't part of the European Union, only players from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Finland, and Ukraine are counted as non-foreigners, making this save extra challenging. I suspected other teams would come for Johnson, and I was right. So we're giving him a contract. He's worth it, and it would be hard to replace him. A long preseason is completed, having played 13 friendlies during the dark days of winter.
Winter has come at last.
We only lost 1, and as you may have noticed, there's been a slight change to the formation. It's very similar to the previous one, with the only difference being 2 defensive midfielders along with an attacking midfielder. We're also focusing down either flank, unlike before. The media predicts we'll finish second, which is fine by me as that means promotion. However, I secretly want to beat Strimmer for first place.
This is my mission, and I will complete it.
Our first match of the season is against Kleksvikar, a Trottarfellag's second team, a somewhat easy opponent on paper. I don't remember putting Abdullah fall on corners, but I'm glad he is, as he found Abdul's head at the front post to make it 1-0.
A few moments later.
Deja vu! What's going on here? Johansson Muller is drilling this one right into the corner, with the goalkeeper just getting his fingertips on it. It's 3-0 already. We almost made it 4-0 with an offside goal. Here comes Thiago Almeida, with a cross to young Hojbjerg, who honestly could become a real Faroese star in the future. Things are getting a bit ugly out there, and by ugly, I mean beautiful, as Johansson Muller scored again. The final score is 5-0. What a brilliant start. To my surprise, the left-back Solvi Eagleson took the Player of the Match award instead of Johansson Muller. Fair enough, 2 assists and 4 key passes. Having much better fullbacks this season is making us even more formidable. 2 games and 2 wins later, Johansson Muller scored a stunning goal, showcasing his 16 technique by lobbing the goalkeeper. We'll be facing Strimmer, who may be a contender for the title, though right now, it looks more like Scala. We easily pass into their final third, finding our danger man Johansson, who scores his 4th goal of the season with a nice low shot. Hojbjerg got injured in the first minutes, when his replacement pops up at the back post after a fantastic delivery from Thiago Almeida. He takes advantage of it. A lack of positional awareness from Thiago Almeida and our winger Lecuni leads to an easy hoofed goal for them. Disappointing. Full time. 2-1. This was a close encounter, and we can be thankful for Hence's big saves. Strimmer is no slouch. They easily match our players in one-on-one situations, so this is a big win. We've gone through another 5 matches, with 3 league wins, a disappointing draw against Vikingur, and a cup win over Trottarfellag Fuglafjardar to reach the quarterfinals. Our unbeaten run in the league continues from last season. In terms of the league, we're in first place, with Strimmer now looking like the main contender in second place, 3 points behind us. Here's a status report on the players after 8 league games. Martin Johansson Muller is the top goal scorer with 7 goals and the highest average rating at 7.57. I'm surprised, as I only planned him to be our second option, but his 16 technique combined with good decision making, flair, and off-the-ball movement makes him very dangerous. Another surprise is Marcus Alacuni, who I also considered a second option but has taken his chances and is now the starting player on the right as a winger. Thankfully, we kept Finn Johnson. He's been a solid rock in our double defensive midfield tactic. I expected him to be good, but he's easily the most important player we have. Our super talent, Patrick Hojbjerg, is starting to get into gear, though I think he can improve several levels and could potentially become a Faroese national player in the future.
Who is this kid?
Jack, he is a golden goose.
This kid's incredible.
On the flip side, we have Jan Hansen, our striker, who has yet to score a goal for the first team. Both he and Andorfel should be ashamed of how many chances they've missed.
You're a goddamn disgrace!
Now we have a game against Scala, who looked like contenders earlier in the season. While they currently sit in 4th place, I doubt they'll be near us or Strimmer in the end. Hopefully, this will be an easy victory. Well, maybe not that easy, as the game ends in a boring draw. We had chances, and they even received a late red card, but I guess their 5-man backline worked. We draw the next match too, but we come from 2 goals behind to equalize, with Hansen finally scoring for us. He bags 2, although 1 is from a penalty, but it's crucial to get that point late in the game. Not surprisingly, we lost 2-0 to Klaksvíkar Itro Tarfalag in the semi-final of the Cup. Thankfully, we took revenge by winning against their second team in our next league match, followed by a 2-1 win against B36SSN team. Now, on to the big one, Streymour, perhaps the only real threat to winning the league. We have 30 points after 12 games, while they have 26. If we win here, that would suddenly give us a 7-point lead, although I predict a draw. I might have been overly optimistic about a draw, as just 1 minute in, their big target man scores. We might want to stop crosses in this match. However, we apply pressure, and after a corner, we bring it back to Abdoulaye Fall, who finds Johnson with a cutback to level the score. We can't stop all the crosses, and Fredriksson is the top scorer in the league for a reason.
I went from happy to angry. Skip said, now I feel like kicking his ass.
And so it ends. Our unbeaten run in the league is over as we lose 2-1. I'm not too surprised. It will make the battle for the title much more interesting. Straight after the match, I receive an inbox message. Abdoulaye Fall is retiring.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
I honestly had no idea that would happen. This could be problematic and we need to find a decent replacement now. The summer transfer window is now open. While this doesn't replace Abdoulaye, Anders Robek is a free pickup after his contract ran out with Argia Bolt Falai. We'll assign him to our under-21 team. Oh, snap. Panic stations.
Professor, without knowing precisely what the danger is, would you say it's time for our viewers to crack each other's heads open and feast on the goo inside?
Yes, I would.
Roy Hense has signed for Scala on a free deal. I tried to offer him a new contract, but he decided to leave us.
I hate you! I hope you die!
Creating double trouble in our defense. We're struggling with too many goals conceded, but compensating with plenty scored, winning 4 more games in a row. We needed home from the B team for 1 match, and I have to show you this goal. It could be the goal of the season. Unfortunately, it also ended up being his last, as he left for Argia Bolt Falag on a free. We faced Scala again, and after those 4 wins, we're now at 42 points, 6 points ahead of Streymour, and 11 ahead of Scala in 3rd. We're trying to bring in a new goalkeeper, but for now, we need to rely on Feo Cruz to see this one through. I managed to find a new central defender who will join us after this match. Things don't start well. I can't blame Cruz for this cannonball shot. 1-0 down. It doesn't take long for one of our new weapons this season, corners, to pay off. Well done, Abdul. 1-1. However, our Achilles heel is our leaky defense. A back post header is something we should be able to deal with. Again, Cruz has no chance. Here we go again. Cruz should have done better this time. This game is slipping away from us. It doesn't get better in the second half. Although Cruz deals with the initial shot, he deflects it right into the feet of one of their players. Højbjerg pulls one back to make it 4-2, but it's quite the mountain to climb. I decided to bring in our new young striker, Robek Stovring, and he didn't disappoint. He gave us hope with a nice header. In the 84th minute, we get a chance, but the youngster is a bit too hasty and is clearly offside. I won't blame Feo Cruz. He saved quite a few shots and ended with a 6.8 rating. This is more about my tactics and a lack of quality central defenders to handle aerial duels. We managed to secure our new goalkeeper right after the match, Alexander Clausen. He may be an upgrade over Hense, though he's not exactly a sweeper keeper. He should be good for shot stopping, and we'll pay him £45. A day later, our new central defender also arrives. This is a special one. Victor Pastor, 18 years old and Spanish, making him a foreigner. Just look at him. This is a sweet deal for us. He'll earn £240, but I believe he'll be brilliant. We've signed him on a 2-year contract with an option to extend. New intermediary suggestions are an interesting mechanic in the game, and we receive many from random places. They always seem to be top quality players. Unfortunately, we can only play with 4 foreigners, and making them Faroese takes 10 years, so signing endless amounts of young foreigners isn't viable. That's how we landed our new central defender. After the setback against Scala, we had a few weeks without league games, so we played a couple of friendlies. Nothing of note happened at the end of the transfer window, but we got back to our usual winning ways, taking 3 matches in a row. However, we're still letting in goals. It is what it is. Now, to the big one. A home game against Stramer. We're 3 points ahead, making it a massive game that could decide the title race. Oh my, what's going on? That might be the most spectacular mistake I've seen a sweeper keeper make in Football Manager 24. 1-0 up. Thank you kindly. Hansen is on a run of 8 goals in 5 games. Keep them coming. He's finally delivering for us. 2-0 after 11 minutes. Here we go. Great shot by Johansen Muller, who has proven to be influential this season. 3-0 after 28 minutes. What a result and performance. Hansen takes player of the match with his 2 goals and all-around play. They only had 2 highlights, and not conceding is a big deal. This was likely the match that secured the league title for us, although we still have 5 more to play. In other news, our second team has won the 3rd division and will be promoted to the 2nd division next season. Our under-21 team also won their division and gained promotion to the top under-21 league next season. Love to see it. 2 wins later, both with plenty of goals, we've also secured promotion. Now, it's all about the title. With 3 games to go and 9 points between us and Stramer, a draw will be more than enough against NS's second team. We take an early lead after 4 minutes, with Lakjuni finding Hansen in the box with a low cross. Lakjuni assists again, this time from a corner, finding Abdul's head. 2-0. We haven't had many injury issues. Hopefully this one to Lakjuni isn't serious. Once again, we find the back of the net. This time Johnson strikes inside the box. This may turn into a massacre as we rack up a 4th goal. Almeida assisting Jacob Anderson this time. Here we go. A penalty for us. Hansen steps up, and there it is. Easy 5-0. Not quite a massacre, but a big win nonetheless. And of course, more than enough points to win us the title. Not just double promotion, we also won both titles, though not unbeaten this season. We couldn't have asked for much more.
Does it feel good to be a champion? Yeah. Yeah, it feels good to be a champion.
I managed to get through the last 2 matches, not that they mattered, but the draw was a poor game by our standards. Now, let's look at some standout players from the season. Highest average rating, at 747, goes to Martin Johansen Muller. I'd be surprised if he replicates this next year, but I'm extremely happy with him. Top goal scorer, with 15 goals, which may surprise some, is Patrick Hojbjerg. This kid tore up the league this season.
Let's all start clapping.
And I doubt he'll be around next season. He doesn't want a new contract.
I'm gonna kill myself!
Wow.
I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
That's an overreaction.
And is free to leave if he wishes. Oh, and he's part of the under-21 international team now, showing his potential. We'll follow his career, whether he stays or leaves this winter. Solvi Eagleson is the assist king with 11 this season, which is quite impressive for an inverted fullback, with a reasonable left foot and crossing of 9. Good for him. Let's create our own category. First player on the board when picking the team is Finn Johnson. As mentioned earlier, he's a rock-solid defensive midfielder and recently signed a new contract until 2025 at the same wages. Happy days. How about the biggest disappointment? That would be Endorful, for several reasons. He's ridiculously overpaid at £450, which will rise by 25% due to promotion clauses. Plus, he didn't perform anywhere near the levels he showed last season. If I could, I would sell him. How did our Faroese friends fare in Europe? Well, Klaksvikar Tarfelag got through the first qualifier in the Champions League, but faced a tough draw against Slavia Prague in the second round. In the Conference League, HB made it through the first qualifier, but unfortunately, both Vikinger and Seven Vesture were eliminated. This means we didn't earn many coefficient points this season, yet we still managed to move up 3 places. Unfortunately, this poor performance may affect us in the long run. So, another season is complete, and we can look forward to participating in the Meisteradilden League next season, where things are likely to get very challenging.
And I am